Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. As you can see, this is the first match of M5 or Moscow 5 versus TPA or the Taiwan Assassins. Sorry, Taipei Assassins. Um, yeah, we have both teams starting by just running straight up into that fight. And yeah, with the new Evelyn, you can actually see her, so that actually makes a big difference. So M5 is playing in blue, TPA is playing in red, and excellent that they have that colorblind mode on. So if you want to see the picks and bans, go watch some other videos. I didn't really think it was interesting. Also, there is a pause in this game. I read that on the video where I got this. So I'm going to cut that out. But I might have a little bit of an audio difference there. So yeah, we'll see how that works. But anyway, this is the semi-finals of the World Championships for those of you who didn't realize that yet. This was played last, hang on, when was it? Last Sunday or Monday? Not on Wednesday like they pretended, because yeah, they're in the background of the commentators. They are demolishing the stage. No, they're basically cleaning up the stage and such, and that doesn't take like 4 days. So anyway, blue team is going for that blue buff, and it seems that red team wants to have that blue buff, and they immediately go on that. This is a very aggressive move, but they ward the backside of the bush there, and it is 3 versus 4, and they immediately nuke down this Xin Zhao. The mid laner coming up as well. I believe that is the mid laner. Yeah, and no, the mid laner actually coming up for the red team as well. Wow, the entire team is there. This is really, really a big investment. The pink, it's actually a pink ward they did there, and it is going to be Kartus in this bottom lane. So Kartus not in the middle lane here. It is going to be the AD plus support in middle lane, which means they have awesome ways of supporting their side lanes, because the support can run there, but also the AD carry, which means that top lane will have extra pressure, but also bottom lane will have extra pressure. Cards, of course, awesome. If you are on the top right, if you start in the top right, he is awesome in the bottom lane, because you can give him blue buff from, well, basically the second time onwards. And it seems that the blue team is now going for that blue buff. The blue buff steal, basically. And that makes the complete investment on what's that? The Taipei Assassins. They made a huge investment there, and it is basically useless now, because, well, with this with the steal of the blue buff there, they kind of didn't lose anything. They didn't lose the buff. Oh, and they're going to get a kill here on Kartus. First blood goes to M5. Really aggressive play. Yeah, the Taipei Assassin's should have seen this coming. Not so much that this would happen in bottom lane, but the fact that they would try to steal that blue buff. Yeah, they should have seen that coming, and they should have at least warded that blue buff. Because yeah, this is kind of a waste. They were ahead in that. Yeah, maybe not so much in the game itself, but at least in the, well, the mental game that goes along with it. Because if you have the feeling that you are ahead, you mostly play better. So the game gets paused here, and I will fast forward to where it ends, because it lasts for about 6 minutes, I believe. So I'll see you later. Okay, and we are back. It seems it lasted a little bit longer than, I believe I said 6 minutes. It lasted for quite a bit longer, actually. It lasted about 20 minutes. So the problems they were having definitely not resolved. And yeah, they are going to have to deal with that, I guess. So yeah, the mid lane now under some pressure, and yeah, I don't think that Evelyn is really the character that can hold off Kog'Maw plus support, because she is really kind of a nuke style champion, and yeah, she doesn't really have that ability to go with the, oh wow, after the stun get another kill. That's what I wanted to say. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Wow, she almost died there. But yeah, well, she realized in time that that was a really risky move. She did a little bit of damage to Tarek, and then Tarek is going to get back in here. So Diamond procs in the middle now. That's the jungler, of course, for M5. And yeah, we are going to watch top lane apparently. Although mid lane is probably the most interesting lane to watch. Yeah, this top lane, really not so much is going to happen there. The bottom lane, yeah, every time a gank comes in something will happen, but I don't think that these two will actually go against each other, because yeah, Vayne can get away every time, and the same goes for Karthus. Well, should be able to get away every time. So I think they're just giving some screen time to everyone. Although, yeah, the main fight is in the middle, and they are going in once again to ward up that blue, and that is excellent. Of course, M5 is known for their aggressive jungle play, which they used in the first few tournaments they were in. Then they switched it to taking stupid champions that nobody plays against and owning with them. But yeah, they are still one-trick ponies. I mean, they only do one thing, and you either fall for it or you don't fall for it. And if you fall for it, then you're going to lose horrifically, and if you don't fall for it, you're going to win, yeah, magnificently. So Shen coming in here with his ultimate because they want to steal this blue buff once again. And let's hope they can defend their blue buff this time. So the blue buff does go to the mid laner, which is excellent, because that's exactly, or sorry, the bottom laner, that's exactly what they wanted to happen. And it seems they are going to switch lanes now. So the Kog'Maw is going bottom lane, and the Karthus is going mid lane, which is the normal way to play, of course. And by switching up like this, they yeah, they allowed the blue buff on, so the stolen blue buff on their Karthus, while still keeping pressure on that bottom lane. And yeah, this means that they're in here, and that teleport, by the way, on Karthus was chosen because they were planning to invade, and then after that invade, go make him go bottom lane. So he teleported bottom lane right in the beginning of that match, and of course that is, well, that's great. I mean, having that ability is great. So this time they keep their blue buff, and M5 kind of stuck without the blue buff here. And of course the blue buff is the thing that carries you through the early game, and normally the red buff comes in, well, either for the jungler or in the late game, when yeah, when it makes a big difference, because, well, the true damage can make a big difference in that late game, in fights. But, well, most of the time in the beginning it's only very useful for the jungler, well, in the jungle, as well as for ganks, because then he gets a free slow, and a lot of junglers don't have a slow really early in the game. Well, they don't level it up per se, and with that yeah, with that red buff you get a free slow, you get some free extra damage. But really, yeah, the red buff comes in or for your AD carry in the late game, and that's when it starts doing real damage. So anyway, it is currently still 1-0. M5 a little bit ahead by about 500 gold, and that is not a big deal. But yeah, well, 500 gold is still an advantage. It depends on who has it, and of course that first kill went to Nunu, which is not a very good deal. I mean, they would have rather had that on yeah, on any of the other players. But Nunu is going to be able to purchase a little bit more items. He has a gold item going already and an additional sapphire crystal. Sorry, not sapphire, ruby crystal. Where the Tarek is still stuck with just this fairy charm. And yeah, this is not going to be a whole lot of damage. It's about 150 damage, I guess, that was done there. But yeah, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal indeed. So immediately popping a health potion because Vayne wants to keep up with the regen. And yeah, that's exactly what you should do. So yeah, just sticking with his bottom lane now because, well, it switched from the most important lane switched from mid lane to bottom lane when Kokma decided to go into the bottom lane, and therefore bringing his support with him, he dragged the Nunu to the bottom lane as well, and therefore the 2 versus 2 is always a better, well, has a higher kill potential than the 1 versus 1. And wow, just getting that that teleport in from Shen, come on. Yeah, and with an excellent teleport there, they're going to catch a whole lot of damage. But yeah, after that, the entire blue team comes in, and yeah, M5 is just going to clean up here. They're going to get a triple kill on the top laner, who probably has teleport as well. Yeah, there's no way he could get there otherwise. Unless he was already preparing for this, but they grab a dragon. That's a nice bonus. And so 3 kills for 1 and an additional dragon, and that is going to put them, well, a lot further ahead. 3k gold ahead now, and that is a significant amount, and I don't think that that will change at all. So I think that this 5 and 1 is going to make the difference. Well, in well, somebody did the research at 12 minutes, which is right at this team fight. Whoever is ahead in gold wins. That's 90% of the cases. And as you can see, yeah, after this team fight, which I believe is like 20 seconds later, so 20 seconds after that 12-minute mark, yeah, the M5 team is well ahead by 3k gold, and yeah, they're going to now take their blue buff, and yeah, I think they're going to spiral this into a win. But hey, I don't know. I haven't seen the, well, the results yet, so I don't know. I just saw that this video was up, obviously. This is a video, it's not live of the stream. Yeah, it's not live of the stream because it was at 2 a.m. yesterday, and I didn't feel like staying up for a match that I didn't really care about. Well, the only team I did care about was the CLG EU versus World Elite. But yeah, well, we'll see that later. I did download it. But we're going to do the semifinals first because I'm just interested in that. So we're going to do this semifinal first, that is. But yeah, then I'm going to do the CLG EU versus WE, and after that I will watch whoever is in the second semifinals, because I don't know yet. I didn't want to spoil myself, and yeah, wow, really? It's lagging on a video? I have such a good computer. Okay, now it's probably I'm probably a little bit off with the sound here. Yeah, not a whole lot I can do about that. So anyway, we're going on to Nunu here, who was caught out, yeah, because of the pink ward that was there. Excellent placement of those wards, and we see a lot more wards in these games than we see in, well, in an average game. And that's because even though, wards cost money, they also save you a lot of money in these games. Don't think that if you just spam your wards like these guys do in a normal solo queue at like 1200 ELO that you will actually win, because in those games there aren't a lot of ganks, there aren't a lot of switches between lanes, and there aren't a lot of jungle invades. So the advantage you get from placing wards is significantly reduced by just that. And yeah, because of that, because you actually there's a reduced amount of usefulness in placing those wards, you're actually losing gold on them. And there's a big difference between so there is one of the big differences between high ELO and low ELO. It's really you have to make sure that you don't lose too much gold on those wards, because well, there is such a thing as too many wards. And not in these games. In these games it's the more vision you have, the better it is. But in your own games, assuming that you're not 2k ELO or higher. But I don't believe that a lot of those watch my channel. If you do, please send me a message. So if you're like 2k ELO, 1900 ELO or higher, let's say, and you're interested in submitting some games, please do. Please do. Send me a message here on YouTube or an email on my email address, which is casualprogamer@hotmail.com for those of you who don't know. I'd like to see some higher ELO replays, and also if you have some friends in like the truly high ELO range, and you can get some replays from there, that would also be awesome. It would all be awesome. I'm trying to upgrade the ELO a little bit on my channel. That was, by the way, a very nice fight. I don't want to comment too much on what's happening on the screen right away because I'm not sure where I am. I'm going to try to get that little bit of a lag out. And Dragon is up in 35 seconds. But yeah, I'm trying to get the video and audio lined up, but I'm not actually sure if I can. Anyway, the jungler now picking up these minions and doing an excellent job at that. But yeah, they practice that a lot, of course. They practice a lot on how to last hit properly. And yeah, that's why we see such high minion counts on these guys. It has nothing to do with the fact that they are high ELO. No, the fact that they're high ELO has to do with with the champions they pick even. But the fact that they are high ELO has to do with the fact that they can last hit properly. Because if you can last hit and your opponent can't, then you're always going to win. So if that's the first thing you learn in this game, so it's the first thing you want to concentrate on, then you're going to get a very easy time in the low level ELOs. So an excellent kill on Karthus. We saw they immediately profit from that and take the dragon, and then taking a very small amount of damage from that Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw is going to be better in that later game, of course. He has 150 minions versus the 116 on Vayne, and once again I have a little bit of a lag here, and we are once again going to have to fix that. Don't know how yet. Yeah, that should do it. Anyway, I'm just going to have to redo this, I guess. It's going to suck, but that's the way it is. So yeah, we're taking the red buff here with Vayne, and as I said, in the late game, that is going to be the decider who gets the red buffs. In the early game, it is mainly the blue buffs that decide that. And in the late game, it is the red buffs. So Vayne with red buff with the Nunu support, that's going to be an awesome combination. And yeah, let's see how they will make this work, because it means that with the true damage, they can actually kill that Kog'Maw No, not easily, but they should be able to do some pretty nice damage on him. The difference is, of course, that Vayne doesn't really have a big item yet, whereas Kog'Maw already has his BF swords, well, yeah, instead of one of the Dorn's blades, and that is going to make a big difference. Also, the attack speed boots on him instead of the Berserker's Greaves. Sorry, he has the Berserker's Greaves instead of the Mercury's Threads. And yeah, that is going to make a big difference in the damage output, but yeah, also in the protection. And wow, that ultimate from Evelyn doing a whole bunch of damage, and two guys getting really low. But can they actually finish it? I think they're just going to tower dive for this. No? No, they're not going to tower dive. They're too low because of the card's ultimate and just the random damage dropped on every one of them. And yeah, Kog'Maw is very low. Also, Tarek, I think, was pretty low. Tarek is dead. Yeah. So yeah, he was pretty low. So yeah, did not pay enough attention to see that it was Tarek who died. And the score 73, 5k gold ahead, over 5k gold ahead, and that is going to well, only increase from now on, because they're going to grab the middle tower, they're going to grab the bottom tower when they push in, because yeah, at this point they probably can do that. And yeah, they counter jungled a little bit so that the enemy team can't even get the gold from there, the experience, well, it's not going to be the equalizer. They're not going to give away any gold, any more gold than they need to. And yeah, it's kind of amazing that you can play passively and just make yourself heard at a few of these moments, and then still come out ahead by quite a big margin. Wow, this is a really, really stupid engage. He must have known he was never going to reach that guy. I mean, with the slow that that Yorick has, it just negates any kind of movement speed. It's a huge slow, and it just, yeah, it's really easy to hit at a pretty big range. So yeah, he can just hit you with that, and then hit you with some extra damage, and then run out. And then if you're going to chase him, yeah, you better have another speed boost or something like that. And wow, this Evelyn just completely tower diving. Doesn't even care about the tower, it seems. But yeah, getting the kill on one of the tankier champions. And yes, we are going to grab... No! Tarek is getting out? Oh no, he's not out yet. He might actually still die. Yeah, there we go. Triple kill. Oh, well, double kill, and then it seems that Vayne got to pick up a kill. But Carthus picks up a kill in for the other team. But yeah, 11-4 now. So that was a 4-for-1 trade. Wow, that is a big deal. Yeah, okay, it wasn't a real 4-for-1 trade because, well, Shen died in that top lane a little while ago. But yeah, in general, 4-for-1 trade. Putting them 9k gold ahead now. And 9k gold, yeah, that's definitely something you're not going to come back from unless they make a huge mistake. And yeah, we have to refer then to the time they played against CLG EU, when they were something like 27k gold ahead, and they just completely screwed up. They could have split pushed for the win, because the only thing they were afraid of was Anivia, and instead of split pushing, so pushing top and bottom lane together at the same time, and making sure that Anivia was of course at one of those, and yeah, she can't be at top lane and bottom lane tower at the same time. So yeah, they could have gotten an easy turret there, and once they invaded the base, so once they got one of the inhibitor turrets down, they would have won. But instead, they went with the full team and rushed into Anivia, and just got completely owned. That was yeah, very unexpected, but it was also very stupid, and I don't understand how they can make such a mistake. I mean, they knew the risk and still they do it. And is Xin Zhao going to pick up the blue? No, he's not going to pick up the blue. Kartis picks up the blue. Kartis is going to flash over. And are they going to then pick up the Yorick here? Yorick actually close to dying, but not actually dead. And oh, that was an excellent ultimate from Nunu. And he didn't pick up the kill, but it did work. It did work in that they all focused him then, and yeah, well, there it goes. So a 2-for-2 trade, which is a good deal for the Taiwanese team, because they would actually like to have those trades, because trades put them well higher up in gold, and even though the enemies go higher up in gold as well, the relative difference becomes smaller, and yeah, it seems that Shen does not want to fight this. And then after that, Yorick does not want to fight this. So, kind of an all over the place fight there, but it's okay, it's okay. So a little bit more experience in gold for the jungler, who has an Oracles, by the way. And Oracles, yeah, they are very good on tanky champions, or champions that are hard to kill in general. So either tanky or with big movement speed boosts, flash-like abilities, things like that. Yeah, they're just if you can't catch a champion with or can't kill a champion with the oracles on it, you're going to get a whole bunch of map control with it, or actually you don't get control with it. You just deny control on the enemy side, or vision on the enemy side, which in turn results in more control on your side. So all in all, you're going to get a big amount of things done. I really hope that I can match up these audio and video thingies, but we'll have to see how that works out. Anyhow, what can we do here? Yeah, so the entire red team is gathering up in mid. The blue team, however, is spread out because they are ahead. They don't really care too much about engaging at well with the whole team, and they're going for Baron here. Wow, that is risky. So yeah, they back off from Baron. It's a little bit too risky. Although they could have probably done it. Evelyn coming in. Yeah, Evelyn does not get spotted by wards unless they are pink wards. And they do pick up a 2-for-1 here, with Evelyn being the playmaker, it seems. But oh yes, once again getting that excellent stun off, and that stun from Vayne is so strong. And yep, they do get an ace for one, even though it was Yorick who died straight in the beginning of the fight. They did, well, pull it out. It's pretty good. So there was really no reason to destroy that ward, but yeah, just for the fun of it, might as well. And there we go. Blue team gets the Baron, and that means that that's another 1500 gold. And yeah, so the Kartis goes down, or almost goes down here, but it is Yorick, yeah, who trades with Kog'Maw. And yeah, here the excellent stun and gets an instant kill, and then of course Vayne is just going to clean up, and yeah, with the rest of her team still there, it is not a problem. So blue team was split, sorry, the red team was split, and the blue team only had one guy that was split off from the rest of the team, so it basically was 1 versus 2 on the right side with Yorick. That's why Yorick got killed. And 4 versus 3 on the other side, and they got 3 kills. So Yorick got 1 kill, then used his ultimate to stay in the fight. So it later on became, because he got one kill, the other team, or well, the other part of his team got one kill, and then it was a 5 versus 3. Although Yorick was already dead, of course, but it was a 5 versus 3, and there was really no way for, well, the red teamers to get out of there. And although they tried, the stun came in, and just the general cleanup, doing a great job. Anyway, the turret goes down. They focus the turret first, and now are going on the champions because, well, the turret is going to do the most damage. And yeah, it is basically a slaughter here. Nobody even died. Only Cartus. Oh, there goes Cartus. Yeah, I was like, didn't he die? But yeah, he did die. It just takes him a while to actually realize that. So anyway, that's the first game. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.